Hi everybody, my name is Steve Strang. I'm the Managing Director of the Red River Basin Commission. I'm located here in one of our offices in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I would like to welcome you to a series of videos that we're putting together regarding LiDAR. In the following videos, you will learn how to use LiDAR data and the tools to better understand current and future climate risks. How can we address them? And how do we make a case for climate resilience? These series are targeted at municipal, provincial, and Indigenous governments, and they're open for anyone who has interest in learning more about climate adaptation. If followed in order, no experience is required here, and we will share additional content and resources to help you succeed in your climate adaptation planning. So let's get started. A little bit of history about the Red River Basin. Well, first of all, you have to understand how the basin is made up. Most part, we're a flat area. We're on the prairies. And when water starts to get really heavy, we have abundance of water, she loves to spread out. That's what it's all about. And even though we try to manage that the best we can, we have seen a lot of hardship based on a lot of flooding events for one part. I can tell you about probably the worst flood was in about 1826. One of the other bad floods was in 1950. And I think the one that really can fit into our timeline is the 1997 flood. However, we have had more flooding in like 2009 and flood of 2011. But in 1997, it was a hard year. We went into the fall with lots of rainfall and lots of precipitation on the ground during winter. We thought we were going to come out of it really good coming into spring, but unfortunately we started to get a lot of rainfall and it came down hard and it came down fast. It really devastated a lot of areas. When we look to North Dakota, all the states got hit hard. North Dakota, I can remember watching the television that showed basically North Dakota burning down to the ground. Parts of their downtown basically took out almost entire city blocks. What really came out of all that was the fact that we needed to be proactive. We wanted to start taking a look at what was before us. We realized that we really needed to plan. We needed to plan. What can we do in case we have another flood? How do we address that? And one of the tools that became in the toolbox after the 1997 flood was LiDAR. So what is LiDAR? As I said, light detection and ranging. The simplicity of LiDAR is that you have laser lights. For ground mapping, they're mounted on a plane. And those lights are being shot down to the ground. And they hit the ground, or hit whatever the object is, and they bounce back. And the amount of time it takes for the light to be released to the time the light comes back is monitored and tracked. And can you imagine thousands and thousands of light beams going down on a regular basis as a plane flies over an area? And all that data information is taking in, and what is able to allow us to do is create a three-dimensional map of the region we are targeting. For us in the Red River Basin, after the 97 flood, we wanted to target the entire basin. So after the 97 flood, states of Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota came together and started mapping LiDAR. And they were fortunate to finish in 2006. And since then, they really started to utilize the data in order to do mapping, to make better decisions on how to best manage water under the thinking of flooding. Manitoba has been collecting LiDAR data since 1997. In 2020, the last few spots were flown in order to complete the mapping of the Red River Basin. Areas of the Red River and the Red River Valley were reflown to update and capture more precise data in these areas where flood risk is a constant concern. Collecting data consists of using laser pulses to capture even the slightest difference in elevation. With this data, we can construct three-dimensional maps called digital elevation models, or what we call DEM. With these maps, we can use specific software to model things such as the impact of different high water events in areas, where the water levels could be under different flood scenarios, and to understand the water flow. The prairies are prone to spring flooding, but with climate change, also to summer drought spells. Precise mapping can also help you with this in identifying the best places for the creation of water retention. We hope to explain how these tools work and to help you develop climate adaptation plans so you and your community will better understand the risks in your community and what is the cost and the benefits of creating this preparedness. In the next video, we will see how LiDAR data is collected, how it's processed, and how it's used in the watershed planning. Once we cover these bases, we will dive deep into the tools, the programming, and concepts needed to create valuable adaptation plans for your area. So hey, please stay tuned and we'll see you next time. Thanks.